All right, what is going on YouTube? Happy Monday. We've got 13 NBA games. We've got 2 bowl games, and we've got the Monday night NFL game. Should be a real barn burner between the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to go through every NBA game like we always do. I'll give you my leans. Then I will give you my best bets. Recap yesterday. Good day. We went 5-2. Josh Allen did not score an anytime touchdown for us, which is unfortunate. And Bijan Robinson got the rushing yards, just didn't get many receiving yards. So ended up going under this by 5 yards. So just barely missed it. But 5-2, still a very good day. We will take that for sure. All right, let's get into this card here. So the Rockets and the Hornets. Houston minus 6.5. Going up against the Hornets. No Miller tonight. So that does have some impact. So typically when there's no Miller, we see Mr. Ball just start chucking up threes. But he also does a good job on the rebounds and assists. So I do like his over 12.5 rebounds plus assists today. That is a play that I am definitely on. That line is just simply too low. But ultimately, Houston minus 6.5 here. Again, just really hate betting against Charlotte because sometimes they do get hot with the shooting, but too low of a line in my opinion. This should be probably 8 or 9. Boston Celtics and the Orlando Magic. I just don't like Boston minus 10.5, especially with the Magic at home, where they have been significantly better. Now, that said, we lost the other Wagner brother yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember, but he is out. He's got to have surgery, so no Franz, no Moritz, no Pablo Banchero. Really hard to trust this Orlando team. Just a complete fade for me. The over-under, I think, is fairly appropriate. I would lean towards the under 215. I mean, the Magic do play defense. Celtics have been very streaky with their shooting. Just kind of a fade game in my opinion. Now, I do like Jason Tatum to go over his rebounds plus assists in this spot. Again, line's a little too low at 13.5. This is normally a 14.5 line, so we're getting a 1 discount here. All right, Jazz and the Cavaliers. So, 14 points. I mean, I think Cavs absolutely blow them out. 14 is not unreasonable. I just don't take double-digit spreads in the NBA. It's too crazy. I would lean more towards the under 232.5 in this situation. I think Cavs get up big. They're at home. Bench guys are going to see a lot of time, so I don't really want to trust any props in this game. The only prop I do like is Keontae George to get over 2.5 rebounds. He's got a very, very good hit rate. Jazz have been getting blown out a lot, so he still goes over that line. So the line's just too low in my opinion. Should be 3.5. Spurs and the 76ers, we should have Embiid unless a really massive fly lands on him, and then he might be out. Could be a game time decision. Who knows? Spurs going up against Philly at home with Embiid, with Paul George. I mean, they're definitely starting to look better. I don't think Wemby has a fantastic day, just my opinion. So Philly minus 5.5 isn't unreasonable. In my opinion, 217.5 for a Spurs team is too low. So I do like Philadelphia 76ers over their team total with a lean towards the over 217.5. Raptors and the Knicks, 14.5. I mean, this Raptors team's annoying. They do tend to hang around. Knicks at home, 14.5. I just can't trust it. In no way, shape, or form do I trust this. I do like the under 226.5, though. So that would be my lean in that game. Towns, rebounds, I looked at it. One play I do really like is RJ Barrett. We'll talk about that later. That's a lean I have, but he has a game time decision with some type of illness. So that does have a significant impact. No Podol for Toronto, but they did get Scotty Barnes back. I didn't see Kelly Olynyk's line for his assist or his rebounds. That is something I like. I do like Kelly Olynyk assist. Cat assist is really nice today. It's 3.5. And Toronto are dead last in assists allowed to the center position. So that is an angle. Something I'm going to continue to look at. I just want to see who's playing and who's not playing before I pull the trigger on that one. But that's something I'll monitor closer to game time. Let's see, Brooklyn Nets and Miami Heat. Miami Heat minus 10.5 against this Nets team just feels too much. I just hate this Heat team. I hate the Heat so much. Tyler Hero is just spotty as can be. Basically just chucking up a ton of threes. Some nights they're hot, some nights they're not. Brooklyn plays really good D, so to me it's Brooklyn plus 10.5. I think Ben Simmons has done a good job asserting himself into that actual guard role instead of playing the hybrid position. So it's a pretty good spot to me to take Brooklyn plus 10.5. Timberwolves and the Hawks. We see the Hawks plus 3.5 against the Timberwolves at home. Trae Young is a game time decision. What other injuries? Let's see. So Trae Young, game time decision. Bogdanovich is a game time decision. Okongwu is out. Not a huge impact. We haven't seen Nance lines, but man, that dude's been going nuts on the board. So I want to see if maybe they start putting out Nance rebounds because he is basically splitting time with our boy Clint Capella. So he's not really bettable right now. I don't trust him to get rebounds. Lines at 9.5. I would lean under. Trae Young, we are getting a discount on assists for the first time in forever. It's at 10.5. But being a game time decision, I don't want to pull a trigger on him. On Minnesota side of the ball, no real major injuries, just bench players. So nothing crazy there. Give me Minnesota minus 3.5. The Hawks just haven't looked great since coming out of the Cup. So I just don't necessarily trust them at the moment. Wizards and the Thunder, another game that's just too massive to take a stance on. I mean, Oklahoma City haven't really blown a crap ton of teams out, and 17.5 is a pretty stout line. Pretty familiar territory for Washington. So complete fade for me, lean under the 226.5. Oklahoma City Thunder, a little spotty with the shooting lately. So I do think they might have some issues shooting the rock today. We'll see. Haven't seen a lot of teamwork out of them. If you look at the assist lines, they've been really low for the Thunder. Just a lot of individual guys shooting, right? Jalen Williams taking too many shots. Shea taking all kinds of shots. So Hartenstein double-double is something that stands out to me. Did not pull the trigger on it, but definitely a lean I have for today. Let's go Bucks and the Bulls. Should be a decently paced game. The only issue is Giannis and Lillard are game time decisions, so I have some trepidation about trusting Milwaukee when there's the potential to not have either of them. Josh Giddey is a game time decision. I do love Giddey over 5.5 rebounds. This line's just too low. It should be 6.5. Hopefully he plays because that is a bet I do like. Middleton is a game time decision. So you got Middleton, Giannis, and Lillard. Game time decisions. Lillard is not expected to play. Middleton is likely to play. Giannis is a 50-50. So no play in this one. Really have to wait and see what happens. Taking a Bucks team minus 1.5 against this Bulls team, still good value though. Obviously, if Giannis plays, this line's going to go up. Clippers and the Grizz, we see Clippers plus 6.5. Memphis has just looked really good. I mean, after absolutely demolishing the Lakers, they've been really good. Ja Morant is going to be back in the lineup today. Gigi Jackson still out. Marcus Smart out. Vince Williams out. Nothing major. They've pretty much been out. I didn't look at Zach Edey's rebound line. Might be an angle, but just not at a point where I trust him. Zubac rebound line at 11.5 does look kind of juicy. Didn't pull the trigger on it. I just don't necessarily trust the Clippers going up against the Grizz. I would lean Grizz minus 6.5. Clippers on the road lately just haven't been great. Grizz at home have been pretty good, and I do like the under 230.5. I think that will go under that line. Trailblazers and the Mavs. We get Luka back today. So I like Luka over 7.5 rebounds. That line is just too low, man. He's been over 10, I want to say, in his last 4 games. So ridiculously low line there. But we also see a pretty big point spread of 10.5. I'm not touching that spread. I would lean more towards the over in terms of Dallas Mavericks team total. That's the play I like in that one. And then we've got the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets. I like this game. Kevin Durant gets up when he plays against the Joker. So I do like Kevin Durant over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. No Booker in this game, which is huge. Also helps the Kevin Durant prop. So I think Denver minus 4.5 without Devin Booker is a bit of a steal, especially at home. So give me Denver minus 4.5. Pacers and the Warriors. Don't trust the Pacers on the road. Give me Golden State minus 5.5 all day in the spot. Pacers also played yesterday, so coming off it'll be a back-to-back for them. And then Pistons and the Lakers. I just can't trust this Lakers team, man. I know they looked pretty good. I mean, they beat the Kings again yesterday, but you got AD and LeBron on back-to-back nights. Like, it's highly likely one of them won't play. I'm sure. I haven't looked. Yeah, they're both game time decisions because they always are. Highly likely one of them will sit today. So don't really want to touch any props or anything until I know exactly who's playing or not. I would say Lakers minus 5.5 at home against the Pistons is a pretty good play. But again, too many question marks on will one of them sit? Will both of them sit? I don't know. On a back-to-back, highly likely one of them will, but lean Lakers minus 5.5. Let's see. Let's get into NFL. So I'll just talk about that game. So we've got Saints traveling up to Green Bay. No Derek Carr, likely done for the season. I can't imagine he comes back. So we've got Spencer Rattler for now as the starting quarterback. Right, they could switch QBs mid-game like they've been doing. So hard to say in this spot. I just don't see an angle where you can take the Saints. I don't trust them offensively. I don't trust them defensively. It should just be an absolute blowout. I don't even mind taking the minus 13.5 or 14. I think it's at 14 right now. I don't even mind taking that. I would maybe have a lean towards the over 42.5. I just don't know if I trust the Saints to put up any points. So could look at a Saints team total under. Josh Jacobs get a touchdown is ridiculously juiced today. It's like minus 280. So if you really like Josh Jacobs, you got to take him to get 2+ touchdowns or some type of combination, which is what we're going to do. But yeah, just really unfortunate game for a Monday night that we have to watch this. Really sucks, but hey, great for Green Bay. About to move to 11-4. Saints are just in the land of being completely irrelevant. So let's get into the best bets, get you guys on your way. But before we do that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. Give the video a thumbs up. If you want to join the Discord, the link is down below. We got to restart the ladder challenge, which is unfortunate. The Bengals and Cleveland screwed us on that leg. We needed over 33. They finished at 30. God, so annoying. That should have hit with ridiculous ease. But it is what it is. So if you want to get in on day one of the ladder challenge, jump into the Discord and we will put that out. All right, first play, we already talked about this, but Jason Tatum over 13.5 rebounds plus assists. He's over this in 6 straight. Orlando is 19th in rebounds and assists allowed to the small forward position, so I do think he should have plenty of opportunities here. Give me Goga Patadze over 9.5 rebounds sticking in this game. He's over in 5 straight. We don't have Moritz Wagner now, so this is going to only aid Goga. And Boston just hasn't looked sharp with their shooting lately, so we've seen centers have a lot of success recently against them. Goga's been a rebound machine, so hopefully he continues that trend today. Give me Keontae George over 2.5 rebounds. He's over this in 7 straight games. Cleveland 24th in terms of rebounds allowed to the shooting guard position. So 2.5 rebounds, can't pass that up. Give me LaMelo Ball over 12.5 rebounds plus assist. He had 19 in his last game versus Houston on October 23rd. Houston gives up a ton of rebounds to the point guard position. That said, they do a good job of limiting assists, but I do think Ball should have some success today. Houston does tend to just play one-on-one with guys. They don't double team a lot, so it doesn't open up a lot of avenues for those easy dish assists. So probably need to make some mid-range jumpers in order for this to hit. Fred VanVleet sticking in this same game, over 3.5 rebounds. Just too low. I hate trusting Fred. He's normally a fade guy for me. But 3.5, my God, that's too low. Charlotte 29th in rebounds allowed to the point guard position over the last 15 games. No Brandon Miller. I think Ball's going to start by chucking up a bunch of threes. I mean, it's highly likely we're going to see him shoot at least 15 threes today. And other guys on Charlotte like to pop them too. So open up avenues for point guards to kind of nab some of those easy boards. Josh Giddey over 5.5 rebounds. Like I said, I feel like this should be 6.5. Milwaukee is 23rd in rebounds to the shooting guard position. He's over this in his last 3 games. He's over this in 5 of 6 games versus Milwaukee. So good historical trends there on our side. Just hope he plays. He is a game time decision. Durant over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. He's over this in 8 of his last 10 games without Booker. So I think there's good opportunities to get boards, and I think he's going to be the primary ball handler. Obviously, Tyus Jones will have the rock too, but it's going to go to Durant. So he'll be the guy that's either going to be shooting or dishing. His points line is a little high. I think it's at 29 or 30.5, something like that. Luka over 7.5 rebounds is our final NBA play. He's over this in 5 straight, and he's had at least 10 in those 5 games. So just really lopsided here. Luka is going to get his minutes. Now, hopefully it doesn't come down to he's got 7 rebounds with 6 minutes left in the fourth, because if that happens, we're probably screwed if it's a blowout. And then 3 NFL plays I like today. I'm going to keep looking, but man, I don't want to push it in such a absolute dumpster fire of a football game. Jordan Love over 230.5 passing yards. I don't mind just laddering this potentially. I think he has a really good night through the air. Green Bay team total over 24.5 combined with Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown. It's minus 125. Like I said, hard to find value in this game. And then Josh Jacobs over 15.5 for his longest rush. He's over this in 6 of his last 10. Saints give up a ton of rushing yards. His line's at 90.5, something like that, 92.5. So highly likely he goes over that. I can see him breaking off a 20, 30, 40-yard run. Who knows? We saw a ton of those yesterday in the NFL. But yeah, those are the plays I like for that. And then some NBA leans and an NFL lean I have. RJ Barrett over 5.5 rebounds, minus 125 on DraftKings. Josh Hart under 8.5 rebounds for the Knicks. It's at minus 140 on DraftKings. 130, I would have put it on the card for sure, but 140, don't know if I want to do that just yet. And then we already talked about Isaiah Hartenstein over double-double. And then in the NFL lean I like. Green Bay Packers, defensive anytime touchdown, plus 380, defensive special teams. So could definitely see Spencer Rattler giving up a pick 6 or a fumble that goes for a TD. So at plus 380, this will be something I'm taking today. I do think there is some value there. So I do like that. In terms of college football, so we've got Coastal Carolina and UTSA coming up here real soon. I do like the under 57, and I also have a lean towards UTSA. I just don't like the line. It was at minus 10 the other day. It's kind of going the other direction, so I would take the under 57 in that contest. So appreciate you guys watching the video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you want to participate in the ladder challenge, link to join the Discord is free and it is down below. And I will catch you in the next video.